Well, at least the skin or 3D style is pretty cool. It's a lot better than the Snatch charioteer, the Nomad, with a 2D-esque of a Jason Statham on the turret. So that thing is more like the T-42, the boys kind of a skin. So not exactly historic per se, right? Or 60ish, 70s era of Vietnam jungle warfare kind of a feeling. So yeah, this style is pretty cool. But lots of vegetation, the weapons of the movie. It's a pretty good looking vehicle. But the vehicle has been nerfed, so they did not buff or rebuff the stats. There's Rambo's knife with the hollow hilt for the compass and other stuff. And the machine gun bullets for the M60. Ooh! It's actually the weird hybrid of the Kalashnikov with the 203 mounted to the bottom. So it's not the GP23, GP25 Russian grenade launcher on the Kalashnikov. It's a weird hybrid in the movie. That's the third film, right? I think it was the third film, but totally forgetting the actual point of the first film about PTSD and how they treated veterans, but whatever. It becomes an action movie. So RPGs, the original M16, the log trap. That would definitely kill somebody. Definitely kill somebody, but whatever. Smoke grenade launcher, the pig with the red bandana on top. That's a nice touch, but some of all differences separating Rambo from Rocky. The wrap on the gun barrel. So it's a very nice looking skin, but the vehicle still the nerf states compared to originally on the super test. Premium tank, makes the bonds, crew of 5, fits the actual M103 but not the E5 or T57, the higher levels. But the 110, yeah, still the same stats and the same dispersion factor. So the basic comparison is taking a look at this track with the Projecto. It has the same stats of traversing the hull and moving the hull dispersion as with Italian tier 9 heavy tank. The same. So basically using this info, we go to tanks.gg and we compare this with the Projecto. There it is. It's the same. So 0.22 dispersion while moving and traversing the hull. Not that great. Not really that great. Originally, on the prior patch, previously, it was 0.14. And also better turret traverse dispersion. So this is the nerf state. Definitely nerf state. Also worse space accuracy too. Holy crap. And longer aim time. The same pin, the same alpha and DPM, but the gun performance or handling is not as good. Definitely. It's cheaper in shell price, surprisingly. Slightly cheaper in shell price, so making up some of the profitability of the vehicle, but yep, it's still the nerf state. They did not buff it or re-unnerf it in a sense, but the Rambo M103M. So not a bad looking vehicle by all means, but DPM is basically high. Accuracy is still workable now, right? 2 seconds of aim time is still decent. I mean, originally it was a lot better, 1.7 or something, and better base accuracy like 0.34, but it still could work. Penetration is alright. Alpha could be a little bit low. This thing plays like a medium tank, more or less. It's not about big alpha surprise. So it's still like rapid firing, more or less. The same health as the M103. The same armor, practically. So cupola weak spot. But easily able to throw off the shot because of the center mounting of the cupola. So we go to turret about. Turret is very strong for its tier. The hull front is very troll as well. It's rounded 127. Some parts are auto bounce practically, so very troll. They are beak armor of 228, so about 250 or so, 240 or so. So there are very trollish parts of this armor. And the bottom plate is also pretty surprisingly bouncy at some areas. Some parts are 220, some parts are 210, 260, 200. Bottom, very bottom is auto bounce. Yeah, it's a very troll of a heavy tank, but you're playing this thing like a medium. So side armor is a slight V shape. You can also side scrape too if you want, but there's only a strip of 59-ish millimeter, so if you get unlucky, you'll get pinned, but yeah. I mean, it is still a V-shaped, U-shaped hull, so it will still bounce off you if you side scrape, provided you get lucky with the shots. But 16.3 horsepower per ton ratio, same top speed and horsepower as the actual M103, the same weight, traverse presumably. Camo, you have the camouflage paint, supposed to be 6%. This is without the actual. I modded the skin in, so it doesn't count. And view range 390. Radio has been nerfed for some reason, but don't know why. So let's just basically compare this with the M103. So smaller caliber gun, you have worse dispersion while moving and turret traversing for some reason. Worse base accuracy but faster aim time, same pin, less alpha, better DPM. It's a smaller caliber gun, it's a 110 compared to a 120. So less module damage but flies faster, carries more ammo. Gold shell is a high explosive anti-tank, 320mm of pin, compared to a also high explosive anti-tank, but shell velocity is about the same for the heat. And you have less pin and less alpha for the heat round. It's okay, I guess. It's not a bad heat round. I mean, it could use a little bit more pin, but 55 rounds is not bad. Shell cost about the same as adjusting for alpha damage, right? About the same. A little bit better still. That's actually relatively cheap. Horsepower per turn ratio about the same, a little bit better. Top speed the same, reverse speed the same. Somehow effective traverse is a little bit worse, even though on paper traverse is the same. So turret traverse, all traverse the same. Somehow effective traverse is slightly slower. Does go through slightly better in mud, slightly. Gun traverse speed is faster, that's moving up and down on the gun. Has more engine health, so less chance to have a damaged engine, but less ammo rack health. Oh, that's a trade-off, huh? Weighs less, same camo. Oh, that's the base version without the actual skin on. And crappier radio for some reason, but yeah, overall, it's not a bad vehicle, right? I mean, it's still decent. It's not as good as it before, with the better handling of the gun, but it's still rather decent compared to stuff like the T-54 heavy tank. Let's see, T-54. This thing is about the alpha damage. It's like 450. 450 alpha. So definitely better DPM, better base accuracy, surprisingly worse dispersion while traversing the hull and moving the hull. It's a smaller gun, but yeah, 450 for about the same price as a 400 alpha gun, which is not bad for the T-54 heavy, but this thing definitely revs faster. Well, it's 12 degrees gun depression on that thing. 400. Oh, this thing has a lot of health. The M103 has pretty decent amount of health compared to 1700. So, segue into equipments. You could need improved hardening for the health buff, vertical stabilizer for the actual dispersion, and definitely a rammer. So this is the original setup I have for the M103. I have vents on the first slot, even though you could use improved hardening. So I should switch, but this also helps out with the aim time, the base accuracy, some of the DPM, smaller stuff. So it's up to you. But probably improved hardening, vertical stabilizer, and rammer. You could forgo the first slot for a turbocharger, though I don't recommend it. You're playing more like a heavy medium tank at this point, so I will still say improved hardening or vents for the first slot. So for vehicles like this, where you have the track health, yeah, you could use improved hardening to help out with the tracks. This is the double track system, so therefore it's useful. The double track, there it is. So on the stuff like the Yo, you don't need to side scrape, but it helps out with the side scraping. So most of the American tanks don't really side scrape at bottom tier or at middle tier, like tier 8 or below. So for vehicles at tier 8, for stuff like the T-32, normally I don't side scrape, right? You just haul down. That's all you need to do. You could side scrape, but not the main feature of these vehicles. You just haul down with a very good turret. Therefore, I did not put improved hardening on stuff like this. I put it on larger vehicles, but not this thing. You don't side scrape with this thing too. You just haul down as well. I didn't even put it on this? What the hell am I doing? Technically should put on this, but whatever. So yeah, the health buff on tier 8 or below is not as dramatic on tier 9s or tier 10s. You have more health to go through on higher tiers, and therefore you should put improved hardening on tier 10s. Definitely improved hardening, improved hardening. This one's not a heavy tank. This one's a medium tank with an autoloader, fat medium tank, so not improved hardening. That's a breakdown of the equipments most likely, but this vehicle is a versatile. It should be versatile. Versatile heavy tank at tier 9, the same as the M103. Yeah, let's just take a look at the M103's field mod. It's a, yeah, versatile. First one, if you already have the track health with improved hardening, better terrain resistance to make it a little bit faster. So for this one, I would say still make it a little bit faster to rev. I would say the first one if you already have improved hardening. The second one if you don't have it, if you have vents, but this one's up to you. The second one is aim time or aim circle size. I would say aim circle size, so better accuracy than aim time. Aim time's already alright. It's about 2.1 seconds on the Rambo. I would say aim time. View range, definitely over stun duration. So sometimes you don't even face artillery. Sometimes the artillery is shooting at somebody else. Go with better view range. View range always helps. Reverse speed or traverse speed. This one's reverse speed. You're playing as a gopher. You're going up and down from a hilltop and haul down from a position. So reversing faster is definitely better, right? So adding 2 to your 12 is definitely more important than traversing faster. You're already playing as a gopher, like tactics, poking up, poking back down, taking the shot and moving back. So I would say better reverse speed, but yeah, 12 is not 15 on the T-54. That's actually surprising. But yeah, overall this vehicle is fine as a premium. It's definitely not as strong as before, so definitely, well, back then we don't know about the actual dispersion, so, but still, the gun does perform with the DPM, right? It is still the reliable armor of the M103, just the cupola is a surprising weak spot. Well, not exactly surprising, but the known weak spot of the vehicle, but it's still more like a fat medium tank playstyle. So very comparable to the E5, but let's see, originally back in August of last year, and we rated the vehicle at 6.25 or 6.5 out of 10. It's a 110, not a 105. You cannot tell the caliber from the actual whatever video. Whoops. But similar to the Yo tanks, but 200 more DPM with better accuracy, aim time. That got nerfed. Same armor, mobility, speed, view range, camo as regular M103. Yeah. Yeah, T-32M. practically. So hopefully for next year we're getting like the T110E5M at tier 10 as a premium now. So nothing to do with Terminator, but it's Rambo, surprisingly, which is close enough to Arnold, right? But I don't know how I feel about this thing. It got nerfed from originally. So originally we saw the original stats. It has less horsepower per turn ratio, funny enough. It's supposed to be 16.3 or so. 17.2. It's not exactly congruent. That's not exactly the same DPM. It has better accuracy and base aim time though. Yeah, 1.7, 0.34, same DPM. Much better originally super test wise. We don't know about Dispersion, but it seems Dispersion was pretty good. Horsepower per turn ratio was better too. Yeah. Shell velocity about the same, penetration the same. High explosive is high explosive, yada yada. The same. So they basically nerf the gun handling and the engine power. And that's it. So not exactly a big trade-off, right? You don't get like 500 more DPM, like 3000 DPM. That would be a fair good trade for the gun handling, but yeah, this was back in August. And now, just worse gun handling. I still think it's fine. It could be like a 5.5 out of 10. This is the base model of the M103. Just recycle it for the super test. But yeah, I would say 5.5. It's still decent. Maybe a 6 because it's a premium. I will say 6 for now. Originally 6.5 because of the gun handling. And the M103 is very medium tank-esque of a heavy. So this thing is hard to pin down as a solitary or bunker-esque of a heavy tank. So it's nimble to wiggle about, throw off the shots. So it's a fat medium tank of a playstyle similar to the E5. So yeah, I would say 6 for now. I like my M103. I'm biased, but I like my M103s. I like my E5s. This one's more or less 6 out of 10. I mean, originally it's a 6.5 because of the handling of the gun, but it's okay, I guess. So there you go, folks. The Rambo M103. Next year we'll have a T110E5M. Maybe the 𝗬_M. It's all American, but what kind of tie-in would that be? I mean, Rambo tie-in is great. It's a lot better than Snatch. Snatch is weird. It has nothing to do with tanks, right? I mean, it's not as stupidly looking as the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, right? That thing has nothing to do with tanks, but yeah, Snatch is okay, I guess, but that's a charioteer. That's not Snatch. Yeah, this skin is weird, right? Does not fit the aesthetics of a tank game. Also, I don't like the 2D JPEG graffiti on the turret. So yeah, this skin is definitely not as insanely good as some of the other skins for the collab, right? This skin is great. I mean, it's overkill for World of Tanks, but it's pretty good. Same goes for the 𝗦𝗫𝗀𝗃𝗃𝗃. I mean, it's not exactly World of Tanks or the Cold War era of aesthetics, but what the hell is this thing? Alright, it's futuristic as all hell. The same applies to the AAT-60. So definitely kind of a crazy looking skin. Oh yeah, the good part about these skins is you can remove it for the base model. I don't think you can remove the Rambo from the M103M. So it's more like the T32M with the Terminator skin. So you cannot remove it. T32M. You cannot remove the skin from the T32. You could remove the skin from the charioteer, I remember. The skin is not that great, but at least you can remove it from the vehicle. Yeah, you can remove it. So don't like the skin, put it to baseline, and there you go. The same with the 𝗦𝗫𝗀𝗃𝗃𝗃, the same with the AAT-60 for that collaboration with Star Trek. AAT60 is at tier 8. Yeah, you can take it off if you don't want to, right? You can take it off if you don't want it. So that's a plus, but I don't think the Rambo could be taken off from the actual base model. So, alright, well, next year we'll hopefully have. Oh yeah, it's M203, not the weird GP5025 launcher. So next year, hopefully we have Contra. Yeah, definitely this thing. It's practically Rambo mixed with Predator, right? From Arnold. That's what they copy from. That's what Konami copied from. Hell yeah, I'll definitely go for a Contra tie-in. I mean, this is a lot better than a Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle, right? It fits the theme. So, Predator tie-in? AVP? Oh, AVP. Sigourney Weaver? That will also be pretty nice if we have Sigourney Weaver as Holiday Ops guest. But I'm presuming it's probably Sylvester Stallone. It's more, if we follow the trend of Snatch into Holiday Ops, right? So, maybe it's a foretelling. We could see Sylvester Stallone with Jason Statham coming back from Snatch. Maybe. But we'll have to see. But I would definitely want a... That's practically Arnold with Stallone the game. This game is great. So as always, thank you guys for watching this video. Hopefully you guys enjoyed it. I'll see you guys next time. Peace.